When the hatch unsealed and scattered their ashes on the wind, it took them out among the world they made. The world we're living in. It's a monument to what they died trying to accomplish.
A monument to oblivion.
Not oblivion, Silence. Hope.
Right, so what you missed, because, you know, it apparently didn't start recording when I hit the button.
The Master Override. That's so small.
Now all you have to do is kill Hades with it.
Yeah, so what you missed is a message from Margot and Charles. They were discussing the fact that Elizabeth's no longer there to take care of Ted and, you know, shut him up all the time. And then they were worried Ted was going to do something. And then we had a message over there from Ted saying, I found Elizabeth, I found the way to solve the problem, to make it better. Addition by subtraction. And Aloy here was like, oh shit. What happened? And you see that hologram where he killed off all the alphas by venting the atmosphere. Well, I don't know how much of that you saw, but yeah.
Is that good?
Try not to fall to your death. The Master Override doesn't override gravity.
Keep holding, keep holding.
I like the handle there. Yeah, we'll find Silence staff up here. Because while we were in there, Silence came along and dumped his staff off in this room.
You're here.
For a moment,
What?
our journey together has come to an end, Aloy. But before I go, I think I owe it to you to tell you the rest of the story.
Go on.
Some time ago, I admitted that I'd been involved with the Eclipse. But I never told you the full extent of my culpability. The truth is, I was there at the beginning. I found Hades, Aloy, buried on that mountain, trapped in that shattered titan. And I served it.
What?
It promised knowledge and delivered. Such knowledge, you have no idea.
And in exchange?
I helped create the Eclipse. Helped it build a cult, an army to do its will.
Why are you telling me this now?
Because your success depends on knowing this. When I found Hades, the first thing it wanted to know about was the Spire. Not Meridian. The Spire. Now why would that be?
Because it's an antenna.
The Spire was created by Gaia.
Which part of Gaia?
Minerva. It's code-breaking module. Gaia built spires to transmit the codes that deactivated the Pharaoh robots, shut down their biomatter conversion systems. Hades wants to send a new transmission. To wake the machines, so they can devour the world all over again.
Yes. Based on what we've learned, that's my conclusion as well.
So the Eclipse, the robots they've resurrected, they're just a means to an end. An army to capture the Spire.
Yes. So Hades can exterminate life all over again. Unless you stop it.
I want you to tell me everything. Hades, the Eclipse, everything.
It's a long story, Aloy.
Then get started.
It began with a focus, recovered from an ancient ruin, as yours was so many years ago. In my case, the device was heavily damaged. There was just a flicker of life in it. I spent weeks studying it, attempting repairs, until finally, I succeeded. A whole new dimension dimension of perception revealed right before my eyes. That's when I detected it. A faint signal. Out there, something was searching, just like I was.
A real kindred spirit.
I followed the signal to its source. A shattered titan, buried in the jungles of the Jewel.
So you thought it was a Titan? An old war machine?
I didn't know what to think. I'd seen such wreckage before. The Grave Horde, for example. But this was different. This was not quite dead. It couldn't speak when I found it, until my repairs gave it a voice. So began an exchange of knowledge. It wanted to know everything about our world, its tribes and machines. But the Spire was always its foremost concern.
What did it want to know about the Spire?
Its precise location, the surrounding geography, who controlled the land. Meanwhile, Hades revealed to me many of the intricacies of ancient technology. It bid me to recover and repair more focuses. Before long, I had a couple dozen up and running.
Enough to equip a small army.
The commanders of one, anyway. I didn't care. I was learning so much. Physics, calculus. You have no idea.
And the Shadow Carja? How did they become involved?
The Carja Civil War was a happy coincidence. A perfect opportunity.
An opportunity? That's what it was to you?
Yes. Overnight, half the tribe was in exile, desperate to win back Holy Meridian. Their religion made them easy to manipulate. All I had to do was present Hades as the buried shadow of their mythology. So yes, it was an opportunity. I arranged for High Priest Bahavas to meet with Hades. Helis was there as well. And so the Eclipse was born. Anything to win back Holy Meridian.
But Hades didn't care about Meridian. And neither did you.
We live in a world of fallen cities and vanished tribes. What were a few more? Besides, I was too busy setting up the cult's focus network to Hades' specifications. A thrilling technical challenge, especially with the alterations I included of my own design.
The ability for you to spy on them.
Yes. I may have been foolish enough to serve Hades, but I was never so foolish that I trusted it. I installed what the ancients used to call a back door in the network. Secret access, empowering me to monitor all activity and communications.
What made you turn on Hades? It certainly wasn't your conscience.
Actually, I was troubled the first time I saw the Eclipse raise an ancient war robot. With my technology. I questioned Hades about its intentions.
A little late.
Indeed. I'd already outlived my usefulness. When I completed work on the Focus Network, Hades summoned me to receive my reward. The next moment, I heard it broadcast my kill order. I've been a fugitive ever since.
So when did I come into this? Our path together?
When Olin stumbled on you. System threat detected. That got my attention. A kill order against a savage Nora girl? Why would Hades bother with that? But then I saw that this Nora girl was wearing a focus, and bore an uncanny resemblance to a great scientist of the old world. Helis moved quickly. I thought you were dead. But then I detected your focus inside the Nora Mountain. The more I observed you, the more convinced I became of your extraordinary nature and usefulness. Through you, I could finally discover the secrets of the Earth. I vowed to do everything I could to ensure your success. The rest, as they used to say, is history.
Yeah, don't entirely trust them.
The things you've done in the pursuit of knowledge, Silence. Pure recklessness.
Aloy, this wasn't a confession to elicit your judgment.
Unbelievable.
I've done all I can. From here on out, the rest is up to you. Take my lance. Fit the Master Override to it, and you have a means of injection.
Then I just need to get close enough to Hades' skull to stab it in?
Exactly.
Oh, no problem. Silence! Where will you go?
Elsewhere. And everywhere. There's so much more to discover before the world ends.
And all this?
I leave it to you, of course. As it turned out, it was yours all along. I was merely trespassing.
Right, so let's get our upgraded spear. Oh, there's a whole thing.
They're coming.
Preparations are complete.
Ah, Lucent Bahabas. Behold, as I promised you.
What manner of great machine is this? I've never seen such a thing. Stay! Stay your ground, Carja in shadow! Incorrect. Bow before the buried shadow. The buried shadow? I don't understand. Did Ahriman understand the glint hawk that perched upon the alight? It speaks scripture. Ahriman followed the shadow cast from the spire. To the mesa where Holy Meridian was founded. You will follow the shadow once more. I am a righteous man, chosen of the sun. But in times of need, the powers of shadow can accomplish what the sun alone cannot. Will you return to us what is ours, O Shadow of Prophecy? An army is required. Obey, and Meridian is yours. Of our obedience, you can be certain.
Yeah, let's get us lance. You'd think the Master Override means you can override any machine. I'm pretty sure yet it has 2 slots. And it has a lot of damage. And it also does shock. Huh. Seems I missed. Oh, no. 2 of them are going to be these.
I traveled far to find you. I heard your transmission. It was you, wasn't it?
Entity is not known.
I'm called Silence, and you are. I don't think you'd have called out if it wasn't something you wanted. You called, I responded. Will you tell me your name?
Hades.
You are a creation of the ancients. A war machine.
Define timeline.
Time? Ah. It is the 13th king of the Carja Sanctum's reign.
Define Carja.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. Were you created by the ancients? I wonder how long you waited here, buried, until I chanced upon you. How long you'd have to wait for another. You're obviously very powerful, but you're not going to get anywhere without me.
Titan flame merely houses intellect. Define Karja. Now that's more like it.
Sevo.
Task is complete.
Yes. The focus network is
I have to tell Avad that the
your
Occult are ready to strike.
Check it
What happened
yourself
with
if you
Derval?
must.
I know he'll
I'll
defend
wait.
the city.
But
With the
I'll
Spire.
remind you of the reward you've been withholding. Quantum processing.
Data has been compiled. Volume too great for transfer.
How inconvenient for me.
Come before me. You shall receive your reward.
Very well.
Helis. Threat detected inside Eclipse.
Speak its name, O Shadow, and it will die.
You will eliminate this one. Silence.
Silence. Yes. A truth whispered at night is seen in the day. He was never one of us. It will be done.
No, she was just saying she has to go warn Avad. She can want to warn Avad all she wants. What we got to do is, oh hello, that is a drop and a half, and there's nothing to take me down. Hey, like off the feckin' ladder. Is that the one we just... Ah, repair file, yeah, so... Do-do-do-do. Hmm. So it's just logs about that, okay. So yeah, I missed... one audio data point. That's not too bad. Right, finally we're out of there. Let's go to this bunker, because apparently we have all of them. Because we went and we got the one that was... Power cells. We got the one in Gaia Prime. We got the one in the Grave Horde. We got the one that was in All Mother, the Mother's Watch. And where was the other one? Oh, one was in the place at the start of the game. Yes, that's 4. What's the 5th one? What are the key locations as well? Before the Grey Horde, what was the key location just before the Grey Horde? The tower, yeah, the tower. That's 5. Yeah, I found 5 of them. So starting bunker, Miller's Watch 2, the tower up at the north, Grave Horde, that's another 2, and then the one in Gaia Prime 5. I found all 5, but how come I only had 4? Did I actually plug one in already?
Snowfall stopping.
I need to sell it while I'm here. You know, got all them to sell, all them to sell, all them to sell. These warm socks to sell. Yeah, but I'm going to keep the warm socks for the funsies. I'm not too particularly worried about resources, money. Right. This is the exact same suit that Elizabeth had to just survive in the outside world that had no atmosphere whatsoever since all the trees were dead.
It's some kind of code. Maybe there's a clue nearby.
Right, clock times. 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Maybe there's some more information nearby. Something that will tell me how this works. Looks like each dial has 4 positions. Maybe if I get each dial in the right position. Did it. Now to check the door. Those clamps have the armor locked in place. Maybe there's a way to power up the mechanism, release the clamps.
Ultra Weave Trials. Okay. Yeah. Subject won't walk that one off. Nice.
I think the old ones use numbers like this to indicate time. Just need to install these power cells. That should do it. Only 2 more. Just 1 more. There we go. The last one. These are all powered up. Now to get the dials in position. There must be some kind of code.
90 degrees, to 70 degrees, 360, 450, and then 630.
Did it. Let's have a look at that. All right. Now let's see what we can do with this material.
Alright. I kinda like this one better. Although that one makes sense to a degree because a shield. Okay, it just protects a shield to protect you. This one has regen on it. Yeah, and it has my special things on as well. But fuck it, we'll go with this one for this now. I wonder if Cyan has anything to say now that we have completed Gaia Prime. Like, can I go back and get extra information out of Cyan? Or if we should have any more topics? That is a question. Will Cyan have more topics now that I have? Completed Gaia Prime. We can I talk to her about Gaia and the terraformer operations. I have to save as well to make sure I got everything right. I'm guessing the shield just means you take no damage while the shield is up. All sparkly as well, look at that. Cyan! We getting you to say.
I'm back, Cyan. How are things going with the Banuk?
I followed your advice when they asked if I truly existed within the blue light. I turned the discussion to the prominence of the blue-violet spectrum in old world lighting and displays.
Yeah, let's talk about Hephaestus and Zero Dawn. Yeah, we've got a new topic now.
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago, Elizabeth Sobek identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later. A terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team. It was she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's not all. Something unexpected happened. 19 years ago, Gaia received some kind of signal. It did something to her subordinate functions, brought them to life. She destroyed herself to try to contain them, but it didn't work. They all got free, out into the world.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
What did you figure out about Hephaestus, based on what I said?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, fire claws are discouraging, that's for sure. But what are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the AI that governs the system, thus bringing Hephaestus back under its control. When I think of it, out there in some unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants, I feel substantial anxiety, Aloy.
You and me both, Cyan. I ran across this strange piece of gear. A fragment of something larger. It emitted a signal. All the nearby machines became peaceful. You could walk right up to them.
Interesting. You said that Gaia destroyed herself. How was this accomplished?
An explosion. Big enough to blast the top off a mountain. So, you think the fragment was part of her?
It's only speculation, but it is possible. She must have had complete control over machines that were part of her system. The ability to signal them to become passive or aggressive would certainly have been part of her programming. It would have been gratifying to correspond with such a benevolent AI. I wish she had survived.
Believe me, Cyan. So do I. I found the strangest machines. They're surrounded by flowers that look like flowers themselves. There's code embedded inside them. I think it's poetry.
I like poetry. Here's one I think of often. Twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark, and may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place, the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar.
Huh.
But you asked about these flowers, not verses that I enjoy. Something must have made these machines, and the presence of foliage leads me to consider the terraforming system. Is it possible that their creator is one of the other subroutines, now autonomous, like Hephaestus? Maybe one whose purview is flora.
An AI that makes flowers instead of death machines. That'd be a nice change of pace. But what about the poems?
Unless the poetry is original, the only way it could have made it into such a system is through its programmer. In my case, Dr. Sandoval uploaded a great deal of literature to test my emotional responses.
How'd you do?
She said I passed, but was insufficiently moved by her favorite period romances.
Huh?
Okay, Cyan. That's all I've got right now.
I hope we can resume our conversation soon, Aloy.
Yep, no problemo. Right, so before we go finish the game off, I want to kill off the last of those fire claws. And at least do the chieftain's test once. And that'll be a sufficient test of this armor. I have no idea how this armor holds up compared to Frozen Wilds, but we'll find out when I go try it out.